absolutely fantastic morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you, when this video finally reaches you. Today's video, you guys, is what my nightmares are made of, and it's to do with a situation that occurred inside of a corn maze during Halloween season. Now, if you guys have been on my channel for a while, you guys would know that while I love the paranormal and I go ghost hunting and I've been in some pretty terrifying paranormal predicaments, nothing scares me more than human beings and what some human beings are capable of and the ill intent and motives that some human beings possess. So today's video is very eerie, and I encourage you to sit back, relax, maybe turn a light on because it's about to get dark. Before we get into today's video though, I would just very quickly like to thank Function of Beauty for sponsoring today's video. As you guys know, I've been a huge fan of Function of Beauty for quite some time now, so when I found out that they now have skincare products, I was so excited to try them, and let me just tell you guys, they did not disappoint. All you have to do is fill out a short quiz describing your skin goals and your personalized preferences based off your makeup use and skin sensitivity, and then you get to choose what type of format you would like your products in and whether you'd like your products to be fragranced or not. You even get to choose the name that's on the products. So the offered products actually come in different formats suitable to your personal preferences. The cleanser comes as a jelly and a micellar gel, while the moisturizer comes as a gel, lotion, and cream. A lot of products claim to be personalized and actually customizable, when in reality, they're just matching you to a pre-existing product. Function of Beauty custom blends a cleanser, a serum, and a moisturizer made for you, your goals, and your skin type. Be one of the first to try Function of Beauty's new line of skincare through my exclusive early access link. Unlock my secret offer and get 10% off any skincare bundle and a free selfie spa headband when you click the link down in my description box. Get total savings of over 20% as part of its new launch, so act fast before it's gone. As I said, the link, the exclusive early access link, will be down in my description, and thank you so much to Function of Beauty for sponsoring today's video. But without further ado, let's get into today's story time, because when I read it, I couldn't believe it, and it truly is what nightmares are made of, and just a real reminder of how you have to teach your children to be aware of their surroundings, to not go with strangers, to really trust their intuition and gut if something feels off, and to talk to an adult about it. And also a reminder to us as adults to not get caught up in thinking that bad things won't happen to you, and to remind yourself to pay attention to your surroundings as well, because you never know. You just never know what could happen. So Halloween was quickly approaching, and a woman decided to take her son to go and get a pumpkin at the pumpkin patch. Her son was around 10 years old at the time, so he'd been taught all of the stranger danger safety. He'd been taught right from wrong to the best of her ability, and she was very confident in him playing outside by himself, kind of running off and playing by himself, because she taught him all that she could teach him, and it really wasn't her parenting style to hover over her child. So when they got to the pumpkin patch, everything seemed very normal. There were lots of children running around, families picking their pumpkins, but this pumpkin patch wasn't just a pumpkin patch. It also had a corn maze and a couple of other little attractions there as well, like a little stand for you to get some lunch and apple picking and a whole bunch of stuff at this particular farm that they'd went to. So after they'd picked the pumpkin and loaded it into the car, I guess the son had asked his mom if he could go through the corn maze. Now at first she was reluctant because she wanted to be getting back home. It was going to be dark soon, but she decided, you know what, why not go ahead one time through the corn maze. So she went to go and get a hot apple cider, and her son went to go inside of the corn maze with another group of children. This was when social distancing wasn't a thing and kids could actually play together. So into the corn maze they went. The corn maze wasn't actually that big. It wasn't a small corn maze by any means, but she said it wasn't like this big giant corn maze. So when over half an hour went by and her son still wasn't out of it, she started to get a little bit concerned and was kind of waiting towards the exit of the corn maze. And that's when her son, along with a couple of other children, came running out of the corn maze and were distraught. They wanted to tell her immediately what had happened while they were in there. And what they described is every parent's worst nightmare. He started telling his mom that inside of the corn maze, hiding inside of the corn, was a man who was trying to lure him and a couple of other kids to his van, where he had a bunch of Halloween candy bags for them. Now, initially, he immediately told the younger kids that were with him don't listen, you're never supposed to go with a stranger. Why don't we ask our parents and they can come with us? And I guess the man tried to pull one of the younger girls into the corn area and tell her that, no, you don't need to tell your parents. Come with me, I promise, I have so much candy, which to me just sounds like such a stereotypical kidnapping. Like, it's just, you would think that that wouldn't be the go-to line, but in this particular instance, it was. Now, supposedly the little girl was actually gonna go with him. She was quite frustrated with the other kids for telling her no, and he was trying to lure her away, and that's when her son grabbed the little girl's arm and they started to run out. Now, I guess the conversation with the man wasn't that quick. The way that I just described it made the conversation sound quick, but the reason that they were in there for so long was because he didn't start out by saying that he was gonna bring them to his van with candy. He actually started out by just trying to talk to the kids and gain their trust and ask them about what they were gonna be for Halloween. And at first, the group actually engaged in the conversation. They thought that he was a genuine man just trying to talk. And when they tried to walk away, when the conversation was coming to a close, that's when he presented them with, hey, I have bags of candy, little loot bags in my car if you'd like to come with me. And luckily her son had said that there was absolutely no way they would go. Obviously she was very upset. She went and got security immediately. Now they would later actually find this man, and inside of his car were things that pointed towards a dark ending had those children have not ran off. There was duct tape, there was rope, there were all of these different items that just the average person doesn't have in their car. The children went and identified him, and it was the man. And the police officer actually told the mother that had they not have been so smart, there was a chance that something very bad would have happened to that little girl who was vulnerable and willing to go with him. And he actually described her son as a hero and gave her a pat on the back for teaching her kid such amazing safety skills when it came to strangers. Now, I guess what his plan was he was gonna take the children through the side of this cornfield like area and pull them out kind of towards where his car was actually parked. So he was hoping that the parents weren't gonna see him taking the children. But his plan wasn't foolproof, and the children ran out and they were able to find him, track him down, and deal with him accordingly. It's just a real example of how even in the safest of places, where you think at a pumpkin patch where there's families and, you know, everybody's getting their pumpkins and enjoying the festivities, there could still be predators and evil people there. It's the same thing as schoolyard playgrounds aren't always safe, and you just really have to teach your kids safety. I remember when I was a little girl, I went with my mom to work. One summer I was basically at her work every single day. She was a mortgage broker and she was in this really big building. Now, I don't know how old I was, but I was in this phase where I wanted to take the elevator by myself. So I had asked my mom if I could take the elevator by myself down to the lobby, and she agreed as long as I would wait right there for her as she was getting in the second elevator. So I went down the elevator by myself, and a man and a woman were offering me these little candies. They kind of looked like the Flintstone, not gummies, but the Flintstone, oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, the Flintstone vitamins that weren't gummies. I'll see if I can insert a picture. And they were in a bag that was open, and my parents had always taught me, do not eat candy that has been tampered with. You have to ask us first if you can eat candy from strangers. And we would do the whole thing when we came back from trick-or-treating of checking all the candy. So I said no, and they kept asking me, and so my mom said, Hailey, and they took off. And when I told my mom, she was really distraught. She reported it to the building manager and everything, and I was no longer allowed to ride the elevator alone at that time. But it just goes to show how quickly things can take a turn. That candy could have just been normal candy, but unfortunately, you can't always trust people like we'd hope to. And I wanted to share this story as a cautionary tale, but also just to remind you that bad things can happen to anyone, and safety and awareness goes a long way. Well, you guys, that is it for today's video. I would love to know what you guys think of it. Have you or your children or somebody you know ever been in a position where if you weren't aware of your surroundings or you weren't paying attention to warning signs, it could have went badly? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your experiences. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Once again, I just want to remind you guys, if you want to be one of the first to try Function of Beauty's skincare, make sure you guys click my link down below. It's an early access exclusive link that not only gives you 10% off of any skincare bundle, but also gives you a free selfie spa headband. As I told you guys earlier, as part of the new launch, you can get over 20% off in savings but you have to act fast before it's all gone, so make sure you click the link down in my description, and thank you so much to Function of Beauty for sponsoring. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my videos, I would absolutely love it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button, and please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you.